American Pickers star Frank Fritz's conservatorship is temporary, as his mind is right, 1 year after stroke. Frank, 59, suffered a stroke in July 2022, and entered a conservatorship and guardianship a month later. A source close to Frank exclusively claimed to the U.S. Sun that the conservatorship isn't permanent. The insider alleged, "It's only temporary. It's not guaranteed lifetime. It's just a temporary thing. Month to month." Frank's good friend Chris Davis is his guardian, while Midwestone Bank is his conservator. The source continued, "Anyone who has a stroke and they don't have anyone to maintain paying bills, somebody's got to do it. Anything that's conservatorship or guardianship is done by the state. His guardian has to make sure doctors call him and that Frank makes his appointments." A friend of the American Pickers, Alan, previously gave an update on the private star's condition today. The pal told the U.S. Sun, "Frank continues to improve daily. You're never 100% after a stroke, but he's fine. He's aware of what's going on. If he were sitting here right now, you could sit and talk to him. He's the same old Frank." Frank was wheelchair-bound after suffering the stroke and had a ramp installed outside his Iowa home. The friend shared, "He can walk, but he's always going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances. Basically, you lose motion. He lost motion. A stroke can affect your left or your right side. It affected his right side." Frank continues to go to outpatient therapy weekly. The friend said the biggest misconception about Frank is his health. The source said, "He's had a stroke, but he's definitely not debilitated to the point where he can't do anything or do whatever he wants. He doesn't have any problems with that. It's just a change of lifestyle and it slowed him down. He's the same old Frank. He has a good attitude and a great sense of humor. His mindset is positive. We crack jokes all the time. You gotta make the best of the situation, so he's come to terms with all of that. His mind is right, he's a happy guy and his sense of humor is there." The U.S. Sun broke in August 2022 that the conservatorship and guardianship was filed on behalf of Frank. The documents obtained by the U.S. Sun show how much Frank improved in 1 year. The court papers filed in August 2022 read, "Because of his stroke, Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to care for his own safety, or to provide for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, or medical care without which physical injury or illness may occur. Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to make, communicate, or carry out important decisions concerning his own financial affairs." An exhibit was filed in the court papers from a doctor, allegedly claiming Frank does not have decisional capacity. The legal papers continued, "Decisions must be made for Mr. Fritz's care and placement while he continues to recover and receive treatment for his injuries. Appointment of a guardian and conservator is necessary to avoid immediate harm to him. The guardian will help Frank with his Crohn's disease treatment and continued physical therapy. He will also help the former American Pickers star grocery shop, cook, and get him to activities." Frank's last appearance on American Pickers was during a March 2020 episode. He had taken time off to recover from back surgery, leaving him with 185 stitches and 2 rods in his spine. During his time off the show, Frank lost 65 pounds and entered rehab for alcohol addiction in Iowa for 77 days. Frank also revealed his feud with co-star Mike during the 2021 interview with the U.S. Sun. Frank said, "I haven't talked to Mike in 2 years. He knew my back was messed up, but he didn't call me up and ask how I was doing. That's just how it is. The show is tilted towards him 1000%. I can't even bend that far down to show you how much. That's fine. It's like you've got Aerosmith and there's Steven Tyler and he's the frontman. I found my spot, I'm second and he's number 1 on the show. That's no problem with me. Maybe he does have a problem." He also admitted, "I think Mike wants to get his brother Robbie in there to replace me. I don't know why he's behaving like that towards me." But a friend told the Quad City Times that Frank and Mike have mended their relationship, as they had a tearful reunion over Memorial Day weekend. The insider said, "This was not a feud between Mike and Frank at all. They were not feuding. They needed separation to appreciate each other. The friend revealed that the longtime buddies' relationship became tense after 11 seasons of working 10-hour days, 7 days a week on the reality TV show. She told the newspaper that the long-awaited reunion left the men in tears. The friend said, "Both were crying." Mike brought up how nervous they both were to be going on David Letterman, which was one of their first big appearances. Mike, 59, told his longtime co-star, "Nobody can replace you, Frank." The arrangements were made after Frank told the friend, "I need to talk to Mike." The insider ended, "Mike really stressed all the good times they had before the show and during the show. Mike did say he'd like Frank back on the show, but Frank is focused on his health." The U.S. Sun previously reported on how their relationship is doing today. A source close to Frank told the U.S. Sun, "Everything between 'em is fine. They've known each other for 40 years. They went to high school, they've done all this stuff together. They're very good friends, great friends." The insider said Mike has visited Frank a handful of times since he suffered the stroke, as the two call and text today as well. Frank is even closer to Mike's brother Robbie, the source claimed, despite him replacing the fan favorite on the show. The friend continued, "Frank had a stroke, so now he has to do what he has to do. And Mike and Robbie and the show do what they have to do. All that aside, they're just buddies and the conversation is what it always was. Those guys are crazy about picking and finding stuff, so that's the conversation."